Back to Trey Yangst. He is live. He's been reporting for us all night in Israel tonight. Trey, what's going on now?
Yeah, Sean, Aaron made some great points there, because when you look at what the Iranians have left, it is far less than what they had 2 weeks ago. Most of the country's air defense systems have been taken out. They have burned through their stockpile of ballistic missiles. Largely, the launchers for these missiles have been destroyed, around 2/3 of them, according to the IDF. And the Israelis have taken out top IRGC officials across the board. And then with tonight's strikes of their nuclear facilities being targeted by the Americans, the Iranians have no levers left to pull. And so this raises the question about whether or not they would be willing to have some sort of limited response and then end this round of conflict, this war that has erupted between Iran and Israel. Now, tonight, Sean, we're getting yet another statement from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who details a conversation with President Trump earlier today. He says immediately after the operation was completed, President Trump called me. It was a very warm, very moving conversation. He congratulated me, he congratulated our army, and he congratulated our people. And I congratulated him, the U.S. pilots, and the American people. Netanyahu goes on to say President Trump is leading the free world with courage. He is a tremendous friend of Israel like no other before him. That echoes what we are hearing from officials, both current and former, here in Israel. They are incredibly thankful to President Trump for taking this action tonight, because it takes out what is arguably the largest threat against the Jewish state, and that is a nuclearized Iran. And according to President Trump and officials here on the ground, they were within weeks of getting a nuclear weapon. They were in the advanced stages of uranium enrichment at a very high level of purity, close to weapons-grade material. And they proved over the past 9 days that they have the ballistic missiles that they could put a warhead on top of and reach major Israeli population centers like Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Haifa. And so the days ahead could be difficult. Again, as we spoke about earlier, Israel has changed the emergency guidelines for civilians. Israel's Home Front Command is limiting gatherings of people tomorrow. They have canceled workplace and schools, and this country waits to see what comes next. Sean?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But there was no doubt that the #1 state sponsor of terror that has been fomenting terror in the region, that kept chanting death to Israel, death to America, wiping Israel off the map. And by the way, they were chanting death to America yesterday in the streets of Tehran. They have been fomenting terror. They were part of the plotting and planning and scheming of October 7th. That would be the equivalent of losing 40,000 Americans a day based on their population size versus ours extrapolated out. I don't know what part of murder and rape and torture and kidnapping and beheading which happened that day some people don't seem to understand. And what would you want your government in America to do if it happened to you? Israel was fighting, in this case, for their survival. If these nuclear facilities, if they ever got nuclear weapons, they have shown a willingness to wipe Israel off the map. That was an existential threat, not only to Israel, but to the world. Those ballistic missiles you talk of, 2,000 pounds, they were soon going to be 4,000 pounds. That capacity seems to have been taken out prior to the nuclear facilities being removed tonight and the nuclear threat. Trey Yangst, you've been reporting. I see it's dawn in Israel. I'm sure the people in Israel probably are up right now as we speak already, very aware of what has happened, and there will be a lot of joy and relief, I'm sure, on behalf of the people of Israel. Our best to them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.